Hello, and welcome to Conquering Finale. My name is Jason Lafredo, and today we are once again cooperating with Chords. Today we are going to be looking at the alternate chord styles that Finale provides for you. The chord style is actually how the roots and the alternate basses are displayed. Now, in the standard style, we'll see the C flats, the Cs, the C sharps, the D flats, and everything, as well as the alternate basses in this style. So this is just sort of the normal style. If we go to the chord menu, at the beginning of the second section of this menu, you'll see chord style, and you'll see 8 different options here other than standard, which is normally checked by default. And so we have some other things that we can look at. So let's switch over to European style. Now, the only difference between the European style and the standard style of chords, everything looks exactly the same except for the B natural, which actually gets a natural sign in front of the B. In the normal chord style, or in the standard chord style, that natural sign will go away and you just get a normal B. So that's really the only difference between the standard and the European styles there. The next one down is the German style. And if you know anything about this, the German style uses ES for flat and IS for sharp, except with the E flat, which just uses the S, and the A flat, which just uses the S. And also it uses H for B natural and HIS for B sharp. So that's how it handles the chord tones, or the pitch classes. And this applies to, again, also the alternate bass notes as well as the roots themselves. Of course, with all of these styles, the suffixes remain unchanged. So when you're changing these styles, the suffix will stay the same. So that's why you get this ES7 flat 9. There's nothing changed with the suffix there. All right. The next style after German is Roman numeral. And this will do exactly what you think it would. It would convert these chords into Roman numerals. And in this case, the Roman numerals style, the flat sign and the sharp sign go before the chord root or the alternate bass note, not after it like the regular style. Now, with the Roman numeral styles, the lowercase or uppercase matters dramatically with these chords, because as you see this first line of chords, this would indicate all major chords, right? And actually, you see the next row and the next row they look like all major chords. However, the M in the minor chord in the regular style is actually a suffix. And again, the suffixes don't change. So when you convert this A minor chord to 6 minor here, the 6 is still capitalized, but you get the M, which in Roman numeral styles doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, in this next chord, I had typed lowercase a with the M to indicate A minor, and this doesn't make a lot of sense either. In order to get, a simple minor chord with the Roman numerals, you actually have to type just a plain lowercase number, and you'll get the lowercase Roman numeral, just like that. All right, and I should mention, as I did that, what you saw me do is that it doesn't matter what style you've chosen in the chord style menu here. When you type chords into Finale, you always have to type them as if you're in the standard style, which is why you saw me type a lowercase a there, right? If I type lowercase d, it will convert it to the lowercase 2 Roman numeral. I can't type, two I's like that. And Finale won't recognize it. It thinks I'm trying to create a suffix, which I'm not. So again, it won't work like that. Let's see what else is there besides Roman numerals. The Nashville, there's two Nashville. There's Nashville A and Nashville B. This is Nashville A, where they put the alteration for the number before, and you can see we get flat 1, sharp 1, flat 2, etc., all the way up. And again, the suffixes are unchanged. Nashville B will put the flat or sharp sign after the number. So now you see 1 flat, 1 sharp. Which I don't ever read Nashville chords, but this always confuses me. You have the 7 flat 13. So is that 7 plus the flat 13, or is it the flat 7th and then a 13th of that? I have no idea. But I'm sure for those of you that use Nashville styles, you would know how to handle this a lot better than I do. But that's the two different Nashville styles, A and B. And we have solfege, or solfeggio, as they call it. And this will provide, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, etc. for the chord names here. Now, what's interesting is that you see do for the C, you see D for C sharp, Ra, Re, and Re, Me, Mi. But then when you get to like the E sharp and also the C flat here, it will convert it to Fa, because technically in solfege there's no such thing as a sharp third. So in this case, it's thinking, well, that's just the fourth, so it's Fa. The same thing with the F flat. There's no such thing as a fourth flat in solfege. So sometimes these things get a little confused with the enharmonics here. All right, and of course, again, the suffixes are unchanged. And then I believe we have one more called Scandinavian. Now, Scandinavian is pretty much the same as a standard style, with the exception of the B natural gets converted to H, and the B sharp gets converted to H sharp. All right. Other than that, everything is exactly the same as the standard style of chords. Now, I mentioned that it doesn't matter what style you're using, you have to type them in as if you're using the standard style. And interestingly, it also recognizes in the chord definition dialog box, this is saying F flat, so it won't actually show you the alternate style within this chord definition dialog box. Essentially, Finale just completely thinks of the chords in standard style, and then just sort of on top of everything converts them in the score to viewing it in a different way. So the core of it is standard style, though. Of course, the Roman numerals, the two Nashville styles, and the solfeggio styles are relative to the key. So in this case, you see C, in the key of C, C flat is flat 1, C is 1, sharp 1, etc. It won't matter what key I change this to. If I change this to D major, you'll see the same chords, flat 1, 1, sharp 1, etc. Just because those particular styles are relative to the key. So again, the Roman numerals, the two Nashville, and the solfege won't actually change. The other thing is that fretboards won't have, these styles won't have any effect on the fretboards. That makes sense. The fretboards and the styles are pretty much independent of each other in this regard, so you don't have to worry about that. And then, aside from that, pretty much everything else behaves normally. The positioning of everything is exactly the same. It's just you're literally changing the style of the chord root and the alternate bass note. That's really the only thing that's changing. Unfortunately, with these chord styles, they're pretty much all or nothing. You choose a style from this menu, and that's what you get for your entire document. If you had 3 guitars, for example, and you wanted one to show Nashville A and the other to show Nashville B, and the third one to show regular style, you couldn't do that within the same file, unfortunately. You'd actually have to extract those 3 guitars into separate files and then choose the appropriate chord style for each file. It's sort of a pain in the neck. It's a limitation of this. So it's pretty much all or nothing with those chord styles. And there's also nowhere to edit these styles. There's actually, Finale gives us a lot of control over a lot of things in the program, including like you can edit the fretboard styles and stuff like that. But these particular chord styles, what you see here, that's what you get. There's no changing them. There's no editing them. There's nothing you can't add to this list of styles. It's pretty much fixed. So that's what you have to deal with. And then finally, the fonts for all of these styles are controlled in the same place. Let me just switch over to the German style for a second. It's all in the document options under fonts, under symbols. Whatever this font setting is, Times New Roman 12 plain in this example, this will affect all of those fonts, whether it's German, Scandinavian, Nashville, Roman numeral. It's still Times New Roman 12 plain. This is affecting the chord root and the alternate bass note. In the German style specifically, since it's not using the alterations, the flat and the sharp alterations, the symbol font here will affect both the E, the F, the chord or the note names plus the alterations, the ES versus the IS. So if I were to set this to 24, make it a lot bigger, you'll see not only the D and the C get larger, but the ES and the IS will get larger. So in this particular case, the font for the chord roots is also affecting the alterations of those chord roots, which sort of makes sense because it's just further text. It's not actually a music character alteration like the other styles use. And that's pretty much it. There's not all that much to know about chord styles. You have a few alternates. There's no way to change them, and there's no way to use more than one in the same file. That's sort of the highlight of all of that. So that's what it is. That's chord styles in Finale. I hope this has helped. Thanks for watching. Come back. We have a few more videos to do on cooperating with chords, and we'll go from there. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on the next video.